Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Are we there yet? Are we friends?
I don't know. We can try for 2024.
Okay, we've laid the base for like in the last year, so maybe we can get there in
We'll
2024.
We'll see.
But that's not my only goal for this year.
Oh, then.
No, that's not the only goal. Like one of my main goals is this year to be in the water more than I was last year, and to use my my dive focus system more than I did last year.
All right.
Not that I didn't use it much last year, but I think I want to be perfecting the way I use my dive focus gear and my smartphone underwater, because I think this is kind of the future, and it's as long as it's not going to be professionally paid work, I think that this is going to be this, and this stuff here is going to be really what is going to be coming with me on most of my dives in the future, because it's just so simple and so easy.
So looking forward to see and edit that footage.
Right. Yes. So, talking about the dive focus system, well, this is a perfect time to...
The transition.
I know, right. I'm getting better and better. It's a perfect time to say thank you to our video sponsor for this video and the entire series. Like in the last year, Dive Focus is again sponsoring our Reviewing Your Underwater Film series this year. So thank you very much. If you don't know Dive Focus, they are the first and only manufacturer that produces a underwater smartphone housing that gives you the chance to use the touchscreen of your smartphone even while being underwater, and that makes a whole lot of a difference in how you can use your smartphone underwater, how you can use the native camera app, how you can work with that, and how you can achieve much better results than being stuck in a rigid housing with a crappy third-party app trying to get the everything out of your camera that you can't if you're not using the native camera app and are not able to use all the features that your smartphone camera is offering you. So Dive Focus is not only sponsoring this video, which we are very grateful for, but they're also offering all of you guys an extra 6% discount on your next purchase in the Dive Focus store. The only thing you have to do to receive that discount is to use the code Matthias Lebo at checkout, and that will automatically apply a 6% discount on your next purchase. Thank you very much, guys at Dive Focus, for sponsoring this video and for providing this awesome discount to our viewership. And with this out of the way, let's start into reviewing the first film of 2024. I'm very excited. Let's see if this film is going to set the bar for what is waiting for us in 2024. Shall we?
All right, yeah, all right.
So you've got the information.
So yeah,
enlighten us.
We're going back to a destination we have been 2023 a lot. We're going back to the Red Sea.
Nice.
And today's video is from Brandon. And Brandon was with a lot of cameras diving in the Red Sea.
What do you mean with a lot of cameras?
Well, actually, he mentioned actually a lot of cameras. So
all right.
He was like, I have to read because I cannot remember all. There was a GoPro Hero 10 involved, a Paralens, a Olympus TG6.
All right.
We got a Nikon D3400 for the surface footage, I guess.
Okay.
We got a DJI Pocket and a DJI Mini 2 for the drone footage.
So that's what, like 6-7 cameras?
Yeah, quite a lot. So I'm curious to find out how he combined it all.
I can't wait to see how that looks.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if I saw that or there was mentioned in your videos. He was using LumaFusion to edit everything on the iPad. Yeah, just an interesting fact, I think.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's dive right in there and let's watch that video.
All right.
Interesting intro.
That is an interesting ratio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's also a lot of photos. Gifted line. Where is that? Thank you very much, Brandon, for that interesting view of on the Red Sea. That's a very interesting ratio.
You talking about the 4:3 or the picture to video ratio?
I was actually talking about the 4:3 ratio, which I think is the very first video ever, Brandon, that we've received that was submitted in that ratio, in that format. But I cannot disagree that the ratio of video to photos was quite interesting too. I don't think we've had many entries that were having such a high photo percentage in the film. So it's kind of, and please don't get me wrong, Brandon, but it's kind of difficult to call this a film because there was just a lot of photos in there, and it kind of reminded me of, you know, back in the old days when you would have like when you would have the photos, the negatives of the photos, and you would do like a slideshow.
Oh yeah.
For your relatives
Yeah.
and your family, and
Yeah.
you would have them sit down on the couch and show them the slideshows.
But if you think about that, it's kind of funny because like
It's
you have
kind of
like the
retro.
picture, you have kind of the pictures, and then you have some sequences, and the people who've been there,
For them, it's quite funny.
It's funny because like they
I
know
bet.
the situations and stuff like that.
I bet.
But yeah, for somebody who wasn't there, it's kind of
It's kind of confusing, if
Yeah.
I may say.
Yeah.
And again, please don't get me wrong, Brendan, but watching this, and it was like, what was it, like 4 minutes long? It's not actually not too long, but watching this left me a little confused. I think it was just too much happening in terms of changes between stills and videos and drone footage and underwater and on the boat and on land and people, and for me it was a little bit of an overload, I think, you know. And maybe this has also to do with all the different cameras that Brandon was using, and I can only imagine how hard it must have been to try to match these cameras or merge them into the footage that came out of these cameras into something that looks uniform, because it didn't really look uniform.
It didn't, yeah. And I think it is really, really hard, even for a professional, to mix that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when it goes like from a DSLR kind of photo to like a paralens underwater.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite hard.
Yeah. And maybe I'm wrong, but I have the feeling that Brandon has been taking photos underwater for quite some time, because
There were some good photos in it.
yeah, some of the photos that we saw were really good. There's like proper lighting, obviously using proper strobes.
Yeah.
So it looked like there's someone behind the camera, photography-wise, who knew what he was doing. And then I have the feeling that the video was more like taken, you know, sort of by the side and just mixed into the whole end product.
Yeah, maybe that's a good takeaway for everyone. If you like, well, you know the feeling as well. You're going on a vacation and you get your iPhone with you, you got a GoPro with you, and you want to go with everything in the water.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's better just to focus on one and decide, okay, I take that one for the footage, because it's easier in post-production and you will get a more consistent, uniform look at the end.
That's the thing. Using too many tools is not always the best approach, because it's just going to make it more difficult to fit them all together and make something nice out of it. And maybe something that I would suggest here, if I may, Brandon, is like if you obviously are a skilled underwater photographer, why don't you just use the photos that you've taken on the tour and make like a proper slideshow out of these photos? So you have something with like the photography background and the photography theme in there, and you can use that as like a slideshow. And then if you want, use the video material that you've got and make something separate out of that. I think I would really try to separate those two things. And I mean, you've probably heard us saying this in previous reviews that, and I really stand to this. I'm not a fan of mixing photos and videos in a single clip, like in a video, because I think they're two different things and they don't really belong together. Unless you, I don't know, you have like a dive, like a photo of a dive map that you want to show at the beginning to showcase where you were diving. That's maybe
Yeah, more
slightly
like a
different.
graphic than, yeah.
A graphic more than a photo, but I wouldn't really mix photos and videos. And you've done it to an extent which has certainly just been overwhelming for me. Yeah, I can't say it any other way. It's really just overwhelming.
Yeah.
So that's probably my best suggestion there for you. Try to keep those two, formats, video and photo, separated, and do something with the photos and do something with the videos, but try not to mix them in the way that you've done in this video. And that's, again, a personal thing, how I perceive it, how I feel. I'm not claiming that this is the right way of doing it. It's just what I feel, what I would do in such a situation. If I had photos and videos, I would split them up and do two different things with them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. I was just thinking about like 2 tips we can give Brandon to improve like his underwater video work.
Sure.
Because you said it already. Like the photo stuff looks pretty good. He knows about framing.
Yeah.
He knows about lighting.
Yeah.
He knows about like the distance from a subject and stuff like that. So I wrote down. Well, this is not exactly to video, but it's like it's an old time. It's valid
It's
in
an
2024.
evergreen.
Yeah, it's in 2024 valid as well. As in
And we got to
2023.
bring it. We got to say it on the first video, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brandon, you got spots on your lens, man. It's so easy.
Yeah, you do. I'm sorry.
But again, so many different cameras, so many stuff to take care of. It can happen, and
especially if you switch between cameras underwater, how easy is it to get a spot on your lens, like a little air bubble or something trapped somewhere, you don't see it while you're switching cameras. Spots on the lens, a no-go. Whether you're taking photos or videos, simple no-go.
Exactly.
And what's the second one you've got?
The second one is like, and I was surprised by that because like the photos were pretty cool lit, is the light position for filming. Well, especially the ones where you got a lot of backscatter, close to the reef. This is something he can definitely work on.
Yeah.
Like put the lights in the right position to use them properly.
Yeah.
But
I guess so. Yeah, maybe look into positioning your lights in a slightly different angle, so you're keeping them further out apart if that's possible with your the arms that you have and stuff, and keep them angled sort of in a 45-degree angle towards your object so that you can minimize the backscatter. You should know the theory from the photography part, because it seems that you've been doing it there quite well. There wasn't much backscatter on those photos that we saw. And another thing that I would like to add here is stability. I know with photos it's not so much of a issue because you only need that split second of stability to take a photo. With video you do need at least a couple of seconds of holding that camera steady, so to get a usable shot. And on many of the videos of the video clips that we saw integrated in this final clip, it was quite a bit of shaking involved in those too, and visible in those. So maybe also try to remember that and work a little bit on the stability of your videos. And by just doing those couple of things, I think your videos are going to be improving quite quickly and quite dramatically. And then just do something separate with your photos and just work with the videos. And I think that you're on a good path then to improving those to a certain level that will also be giving you a lot of fun and enjoyment looking at the video later on in the past and seeing what you have taken. And like with everyone else, feel free to submit another video when you've worked on these things and incorporated them in a new video, and we're happy to review another one of your videos and see how you've progressed and give you some further tips along the line from there.
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you have anything else that you would like to pass on to Brandon?
I've just one minor thing for the
you
for the
always
editing.
have one minor thing.
It's like, I don't know.
That's okay, because you're German, you're perfectionist.
All right. I don't know how it is with LumaFusion. I think I only have worked with it like 1 or 2 times. It was a long time ago. But the speed ramping part. There were some clips. They were not. It's not exactly speed ramping. They were just speed up,
Yeah.
and they ended up in a quite weird movement of hands and feet of the people. So I just if you want to touch it with speed ramping, then touch it properly and just increase it so you can see and feel it.
Yeah.
Or otherwise just
don't touch it.
don't touch it or cut the clip. Don't touch it. Yeah.
Yep. I agree. Yeah.
But I don't know how easy or how difficult it is with LumaFusion.
I have no idea. I've never used LumaFusion. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, it's a good point. Thank you. Thank you for adding that tiny little bit.
That's it from my side. If you want to wrap it up, it's all yours.
Yes, we'll wrap it up. Again, thank you, Brandon, so much for your submission and this interesting view onto like using like different aspect ratios and photos, videos, all that sort of stuff together. So the most important things, as we said before, is I would really try to separate video and photo. Try to keep them separate. It's just going to make more sense. It's going to be less chaotic, I think, and it's less disturbing and confusing for the viewer. That's what I think, personal opinion. And then on the video part, try to work a little bit more on your stability. Try to work on not getting any bubbles or any spots on the lens itself. That will definitely help you out there. And just doing that will increase the quality of your videos by quite a bit, pretty much instantly. As always, we will link Brandon's video and his YouTube channel down in the video description below, so you can go and check out the video on his channel and also the other content that he's got on his channel as well. And if you have a video that you would like us to review in 2024, then do send us the link to the uploaded video to contact@matthiaslebo.com, and we'll be happy to put it in line, watch and review it in good time, and publish it here on the channel. That's it from me. Do you want to wrap it up for the first video of 2024?
Well, what an honor.
I know.
So thank you guys for watching. I hope, or we hope, we see you again next Thursday for another episode of reviewing your underwater videos and
films.
Oh,
films.
sorry.
You screwed it up. Yeah,
I screwed it up. You see, it's like
the one time I give you the chance to do so, and you screw it up. Okay, next time I'll do it again.
Maybe it's better.
Yeah.
Well, the important part is we hope to see you next week again. And we wish you a happy week, rest of the week, happy bubbles, and take care. See you next week.
See you next Thursday, guys. Bye-bye.